Hey, Deck It Out DIYers. We are putting together the adult box tonight, and I'm pretty darn excited about it. This box is all things Christmas, so you'll have many pieces. They will be way more organized than mine are right now. But when you get your kit, I always recommend that you take out your pieces, like your word tree farm. That will be all put together for you on tape. So just make sure it's right side up. Okay. So tree farm and then Christmas and then the trees that will all go on here. You do have some icicles that will go on there. So really look at your picture so that you can put together all your pieces of where things go. You'll have some snowflakes. You'll have your barn. You'll have some snow drifts. You will have your truck with your tree, and then the boards, or like the back boards of the truck will be here too. So lots and lots of pieces. So I want you to gather all your pieces, plan out what colors you're going to paint, what parts of the project, and then we will get started talking about how to paint and how this is gonna all fit together. All right, so this is the base of your project, and you certainly can paint it if you want. You don't have to, but I'm going to paint the base, the white, the off-white color that we have. I'm going to use the bigger sponge just because it's a little bit more ground to cover, right? You can paint the edges if you would like. They're cut on a laser, so they're nice and clean. We are going to be covering part of the front of the base with a snowbank, so it's up to you. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to the top just because I think it will look better with the completed project. With this, you do not want to get paint inside the little slots. That is because any layer of paint, even though it's very thin, will not allow your pieces to fit in the slot because that is adding thickness to it. So I'm just gonna leave this be and grab some more pieces to paint. Okay, I'm going to start with this Christmas sign because it has engraved lines and shiplap lines. So I'm going to paint my background for this sign white. So I'm gonna put paint on my sponge. There's too much paint, so I'm gonna dab some off, and I'm just going to be really light. You can even kind of dab and pull. Now I'm doing this because I don't want to get a lot of paint in the shiplap. Okay, so if you get some paint in the shiplap, that's okay. I have a little bit in there right now. I'm just gonna grab my X-Acto knife, my toothpick, whatever I have handy that's got a nice sharp tip, and I'm just gonna pull it out. You could use a safety pin or a push pin. Okay, so I'm just using nice light brushes of paint here, pulling it off the side, and I'm just trying to achieve a more rustic look for this because that's the look I'm going for. But if you want a more solid paint look, do a couple coats of paint to get a more solid coverage. Okay, now you're probably wondering about the words and the trees etched on there. Those are totally okay to paint them in. You just want to be able to somewhat see them so that when it comes time to glue, it will be easy for you to see where they go, and then you don't have to think very hard. That's the beauty of these projects, is that when you leave the lines there, you don't have to think super hard about where you're painting and gluing. Okay, so when you're done with that, just some reminders with our kits. Less is always more. Less is always more with paint. So grab some paint color. I'm gonna paint the trees green. So I put some paint on, I brushed it off, and now I'm going to dab it on the trees. Okay, and now this is for the tree farm. So I'm gonna leave these trees green, but all my other trees in this picture, I am actually going to add snow to. Okay, I can take my sponge Don't need a lot of paint, right? There's like no paint on there. I'm gonna do like the I want to call this the stump of the tree, and it's not. The trunk, there we go. The trunk of the tree, I'm gonna paint brown. Okay, and I'm gonna leave this for now, but I may come back and add a little bit more oomph to it. So again, we're going to paint the letters now. I'm gonna paint them red. Way too much paint, so I dabbed a lot of it off like you saw. The letters are on tape, so you can hold the tape down. Okay, you can hold the tape down and really get that coverage without getting your fingers totally covered. My nails are covered, but my fingers are staying clean. The paint will come off your hands, your fingernails. It won't really come off your clothes. So you'll just want to be aware of that and careful. Feel free to do more than one coat of paint to achieve the coverage that you would like. That's why also when we do nice light coats of paint, you can do a couple coats of paint in a short amount of time because it doesn't take as much time for it to dry. Also, the paint won't be dripping off the edge. So continue to paint all of your pieces. At the end, we'll come back and assemble and talk about how we lay everything out on the boards before we actually glue. So we make sure we like the coloring and we make sure that everything fits the way we like and it looks the way we like. Because once we glue, it is super glue, it won't come off, or it won't come off very easily at all. So we want to be sure. So let's keep painting and then we'll come back and assemble. Okay, DIYers, so I've painted all my pieces. I'm ready to assemble. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to take all your pieces and put them together before you even take the glue. So for my barn, I'm gonna lay all the pieces out, make sure I like how they're painted, give them an extra coat of paint if they need it. Add some more dustings of snow if you want. Do all the things now, and then see how you like how everything lines up. And then if we need to make adjustments or changes, then we'll do that. Okay, so lay it all out and then we'll see where we're at from there. Okay, DIYers, I like how everything is, so I'm going to start gluing. So you can just take everything and kind of just glue it down with your glue. It is super glue, so be careful not to get it on your hands because it will glue your hands together. Okay, DIYers, when you are done, you're going to take your base. Your barn goes, you're gonna just fit your slots, right? You're gonna match up. The little slot on the far side is for the truck. Okay. The back slot is for the tree farm sign. We gotta, advertise for our sign. Okay. Then you're going to glue. Oh, I thought I glued this one. See, silly things happen. We're gonna put it right up here, I think. Okay. You're going to figure out where you want your tree, your row of tree and snow to go. And then I'm going to glue it. And then I have these fancy little, they're not very fancy. And if you watch Make It Monday, you probably have seen it. But I have these little clips. So I'm going to glue it. And then I'm going to clip where my snowbank. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this snowbank to the front. Oh, let me move it forward. You guys cannot see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I'm going to glue this smaller snowbank to the front piece here. Okay, so then all of it will gain some dimension to the project. So this setup right here is part 1 of 2 parts of your project in the box this month. So I finished my wood project. Have it all glued together. I'm really loving it. Hope you're loving it too. Let me see if I can lay it down for you. And then we will start the second part, which is going to be your tulle trees. So this is gonna get glued on to the front right here. Super excited about it. Let's start our next project. Okay, Deck It Out DIYers, we are going to talk about our really fun trees, fluffy trees that you saw in your picture. So in your box, you're gonna have red tulle, this white, off-white tulle, and then the green tulle, and it'll all be cut for you. There's gonna be longer pieces and shorter pieces, okay? You'll have a base with a hole in it. You'll put your dowel in. If you want, you can put a little bit of glue in. And then the top of your trees, you will have extra snowflakes from your truck kit. So you can take that extra snowflake and attach it to the top. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna take each piece of tulle, wrap it around, and tie it. If you would like to paint your bases, you can also paint your bases, or you can leave them plain. So we're just gonna repeat this process. I'm gonna use up all my longer pieces, and then I will switch to my taller pieces. Okay, DIYers, so there you have it. There is your tree. I'm just gonna take a little bit of glue and I'm going to add my snowflake to the tops of my trees, but there's your fun trees. You can trim them up if you want, but you will have a set of 3 to go with your display. Thanks for crafting with us. Have a happy Christmas and happy holidays, and we'll see you in the group.